Hello all, welcome to Raja Techno. Today in our channel, I am going to give you a detailed explanation of International Space Station. We are going to look at each and every module that were assembled and we'll look at the countries involved and the future plans of the station. So let's get started. The International Space Station is the largest man-made structure in the space. It was built in pieces and then launched into the space and assembled in orbit. The International Space Station or ISS took many years to become a reality. In 1984, the United States announced a project called Space Station Freedom, but there were a lot of difficulties in building that space station and there were a lot of redesigns and its funding was almost completely cut by the US Congress. Then in 1993, after several other countries were brought on board and the name was officially changed to the International Space Station. 5 years later, construction begins in the space. So, this is how the ISS looks today. It is mainly used to conduct science experiments that can only be done in space. There is usually 6 astronauts on board the station. They generally switch out about every 6 months so that no one spends too much time in the space. The station is about the size of an American football field. It is located just outside the Earth's atmosphere. This is called as low Earth orbit. The ISS only takes about 93 minutes to orbit the Earth. That's about 28,000 kilometers per hour. Over time, the ISS will slowly lose altitude. If nothing was done, the station would eventually burn up as it re-enters the Earth's atmosphere. To prevent this, the station must be periodically reboosted to stay in space. The main countries now participating are United States, Canada, Russia, Japan, and many countries from the European Space Agency. Okay, now let's see about the main parts of the station. The integrated truss structure is kind of like a backbone of the station. It holds the solar arrays to generate electricity, radiator panels to remove the heat from the station, and other equipment and science experiments are also attached. It also contains pressurized modules where the astronauts can live and work without a spacesuit. The different pieces of the station are called as modules. These were built in many locations around the globe. Each module was launched into the space by one of these 3 rockets: the American Space Shuttle, the Russian Proton rocket, and the Russian Soyuz rocket. So, the first piece of the station is a Russian module called Zarya. It provides power from the solar arrays and also it has a propulsion system so that it can be moved when there is a need. It has 3 docking ports in front and 1 in back. These will be used to connect to the next piece of the station. The second module belongs to America and it's called Unity or Node 1. It has 6 docking ports to connect to the future modules. There is also a special piece to connect between the different docking mechanisms and that were called as Pressurized Meeting Adapter or PMA for short. Then, the Zvezda service module was launched which can provide life support system and is considered as the functional center of the Russian orbital segment. It also has 3 docking ports in front and 1 in back. Next is the Z1 truss. This holds equipment for the station. After that, the P6 truss was temporarily mounted to the top of the Z1 truss. This includes the first solar array wings. This provides much needed power to the growing station. Radiator panels were also installed to help remove excess heat from the station. At this point, there was enough functionality that astronauts can start living aboard the station instead of just temporary visits. From November 2000 until now, there has been a continuous human presence on board the station. After that, the Destiny module was launched. It is also called as US Laboratory. This is the place where a lot of scientific research happens. On March 2001, the External Storage Platform 1 or ESP-1 was launched. This is a place to store spare parts of the station. After that, Canada made a vital contribution by making a Canadarm2. It is a robotic arm that can help around the outside of the station. It is usually controlled by an astronaut who's inside the station. After that, the Quest airlock was launched. It allows the astronauts to safely step outside for a few hours to perform an EVA, also known as spacewalk. After that, Harmony module was launched. It has 6 docking ports which will allow for further expansion of the station. Next comes the Columbus module, which is a European laboratory. After that, a space robot called Dexter was launched and it was built by Canada. It can attach to some grapple fixtures that are used by the Canadarm2. In fact, Dexter is more useful when it's attached to the end of the Canadarm2. The largest module in the station was a Japanese experimental module. It is also called as Kibo. It came up to the station in several pieces and it even has its own robotic arm. The solar arrays that were attached to the truss will be rotated so that they face towards the sun. This helps the arrays generate more power for the station. After that, the Japanese exposed facility were added. This allows researchers to be conducted in the vacuum of space. After that, the Express Logistic Carrier or ELC-1 was added. This is the place to store hardware to help the station work correctly. ELC-2 was installed on top of the truss. After that, the Tranquility model, also known as Node 3, is added to the side of the Unity. On the bottom side of the Tranquility is a small room called as cupola. It has 7 windows from which to see the view. Each window has a cover that can be closed when they are not in use. Then came another Russian module called Razvit. This was used for storage and as another docking port. The Leonardo module is used for storage of supplies and waste. The trash will build up there until it can be removed from the station. After that, Alpha Magnetic Spectrometer was launched to study about the rare particles such as antimatter. So these were the different modules of the International Space Station. However, the ISS only has funding through 2025, but hopefully that will be extended. After that, we may see pieces of the station repurposed for other projects in space. So I hope you like this information, and if you like this info, do share with all your friends and families, and don't forget to subscribe Raja Techno for more updates. Thanks for watching.